Hi, this is David Romtvedt. I had just returned from the Basque Country to my home in Wyoming last spring when the COVID pandemic hit, and all of a sudden we couldn't do very much. We were locked into our houses. We didn't see people the way we always did, and I decided then to keep myself occupied a little bit, I would do a post every day during the time of the coronavirus. But I didn't really understand at the beginning that it would go on quite a long time. And then I switched to once a week. And I did that all through 2020 until the end of the year when I took a little break during the winter Christmas seasonal holidays. And now I'm going to start again. I have a new book. This is it. It's called No Way, an American Tao Te Ching. It's based on the original Tao Te Ching, sort of. It's published this month by the Louisiana State University Press. So I decided I'm going to do these posts. I'll read something from No Way every week, once a week. I think I'll do them on Tuesdays in 2021. We'll see how it goes. So here is the first thing. I'll read the introduction today, and then in ensuing weeks, I'll read one poem from the original Tao Te Ching, this ancient Chinese text, and then one poem from the new book, No Way. This is the introduction. It was in high school when I first read the Tao Te Ching, the Book of the Way, the 6th or 7th century BCE text by Lao Tzu that translator Stephen Mitchell has called the classic manual on the art of living. The opening words have stayed with me. The way that can be spoken is not the constant way. The name that can be named is not the constant name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Though that's not quite how Mitchell translated it. Now I'm old enough to have been thought of in ancient China as a sage. That is, if I were in ancient China, and also wise. For better or worse, I'm a 21st century American, and wise or not, in this country and time, a person of my age is simply old, notwithstanding the honorific title, senior citizen. I myself aspire more to trickster than sage, though such an admission reveals an unseemly hubris. All these years trying to approach what John Haynes called the owl in the mask of the dreamer, the God whose name I cannot say, the reality that stands behind reality, the words on the tip of my tongue. I'm at the edge of the continent, looking out to sea. I can't see the other shore or the person standing on that shore. I jump in, and the waves roll over me. The undertow drags me along the bottom and spits me up once again into the air. I shake the sand from my hair and look back to see the next wave on its way. Oh, Lord, I say to myself, no way. But really, I'm eager to be dragged into the ocean again. Here's another way to look at it. I ride a bicycle. In winter, I float down a snowy hill, drifting as if I were sailing on a great white sea. In summer, I haul my daughter behind the bike in a lightweight nylon and aluminum trailer. But now my daughter is grown. I feel bereft, riding toward my dissolution. It's my attachment to my daughter, to the past, to the bicycle, and my own legs churning that hurts. Still, it's not so bad to feel these attachments. I'm happy because of them. They are the source of the poems. When I see a couple dancing, it may be the polka or salsa or zydeco or a simple Cajun two-step walking the way the old people do. One of the pair usually seems more attractive to me than the other. I once thought this was a matter of sexual orientation and fashion, but I now believe it is a more ordinary and universal longing for beauty. John Keats said that truth is beauty, and I thought he was wrong. I agreed with the poet Louis Simpson, who noted the Holocaust and wrote, "There's the truth. You show me the beauty." Now I think both men were right. There is some entanglement of truth and beauty, even if it is beauty that gets the upper hand. Or truth. My own father would beat me, then go outside to tend his iris beds. I see this in politics. I'm watching a political debate, and I agree with one of the speakers, but I find the speaker I disagree with to be more interesting. I say to myself, I'd like to talk with that person. I find the speaker's ideas odious while finding the speaker engaging. Once this contradiction troubled me. Now I find it thrilling, as in this bit of a poem by William Butler Yeats. O body, swayed to music, O brightening glance, how can we know the dancer from the dance? I'm aware that this is a risky stance to take. that at some point I must embrace some ways of living and repudiate others. Lewis Hyde, in his book on the nature of the gift and the role of the artist, reminded us that in some cultures, a person of substance is recognized for what is given, for being a vehicle through which gifts flow. In our culture, the big person is measured by getting rather than giving. If you start a dot-com company with $4,000 borrowed from your in-laws and sell the company 3 years later for $1 billion, you are a success. But it's not just about money. You may also walk into a church or synagogue or school and kill several people by spraying bullets from the barrel of a semi-automatic weapon, fame and infamy having been conflated and both conjoined with success. Ours is an age of exaggeration. Everything must be bigger, bolder, louder, longer, more nerve-jangling and upsetting. Even the movies must be drenched in blood, as the world itself, a thing as real as we are likely to know, is drenched in blood. Still, it's not helpful to be too cynical. There is beauty everywhere, and there remain people worthy of our admiration and respect. A tree is touched by its leaves, and a dog by its fleas. The president is touched by her children, and her children by the sting of life stretching out before them. The sky is touched by its clouds, as the clouds find themselves touched by their sky. Perhaps there is one cloud and many skies. All beings are touched by genius. This is the same as saying there is no genius. Perhaps I've said too much.